hard luck scene. But yeah. Alright, so still working out some technicals, so we're just kind of having the talking conversation and moving it and all our vibes. So how you feel now? Like now jumping into, yeah, how you feel now jumping into it? Because now we just jump into it, just going straight out for it. How you feeling?
All right.
Alright. So
I'll deal with it.
you're done already dealing with it. So this podcast, as all other previous episodes, and it seems to just now picking up its momentum, is all about games and the way we play. Last couple episodes, we just kind of jump all over the space. So it's nothing specific, and we just kind of vibes. And so, for me, I want to know what kind of games you used to play as a child. Because let's be real, I don't know what kind of games you used to play as a child. For me, I used to play video games, and I had some real random boy days and all that stuff. So.
Well, I used to play a lot of video games too with my little brother.
Oh really? What kind of games was that?
Okay, like fighting games like Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat and all that kind of thing, and recent games, and we like that kind of shit. I used to, I had my dollies and whatever. So me and my cousins, we'd play doll house, and I used to enjoy making clothes for my dolls, and I used to like playing with the boys too, because they would, the boys just wilder, and I like it too. But so I used to like play catch and hide and seek and all them kind of mad thing.
What? Oh, it's not a mad thing, I mean.
I know.
Like,
Well, at the time it's like you, children just full of energy, so it's like real crazy kind of wild with people, and I used to enjoy that now. Yeah, just whatever I like. Generally, I play fun and I like to play. So.
Alright. So what? Okay, that's what you used to do as a child. What you do now as an adult? Like, do you still consider yourself like playful now?
Yeah, that not going anywhere.
Alright. What games do you play now? Like, wasn't it the last time you played games?
Not enough.
Or what kind of games? Because I doubt you're playing dolly games now.
No. I don't play much games now. I play a little random game on my phone sometimes, or sometimes I'll play with my son. Yeah,
so
just
your son is a game?
No. I mean we're just talking about play in general, right?
Yeah, playing.
So yeah, we might play fight for a little bit.
Yeah.
Just like that.
That's like that's like air, right? Nobody could see what you're doing there. I mean, we're already a Nameless Podcast, so we don't know who you're talking, your name is, but we're not seeing your hands. So, explain that.
What, play fighting?
No, actually, to be honest, I feel like it's more interesting to talk about the relationship with you and your son and how you guys play, because I feel like that's something really beautiful there. And I want to like explore more with that kind of dialogue of how do you interact with your son. If you're a playful spirit and he's a playful spirit, then that means that's some kind of playful energy that's happening.
Yeah.
Like,
well, because we have that kind of relationship, we're very comfortable and open with each other. We could talk to each other about anything. So he would tease me a lot with just random stuff, when you're just teasing somebody. Like the way you tease your little sister or something.
Like give me an example of one of those teasers, like.
He would just, I don't know, if he sees an opportunity to make fun of me with something, with something I'm doing. It's just random things. I kind of had to pinpoint one thing, but he would make fun of me or laugh at me, and I would just like make fun of him. Like maybe with my hair or his hair or something I'm wearing or something I'm doing, or like if I didn't do something properly, just stuff like that. Sometimes we'd actually like now and again physically like play fight, like hit and lash or whatever, but of course we'd always hold back, but we like that kind of thing too.
I mean, you teaching him that kind of thing, like he's your son. I
Okay.
feel like you be beating him up and be like, yeah, boy, take clout. Blah, blah.
I guess. But yeah, we just we cool like that.
Right. What about games with like? What kind of like other games do you kind of like experience yourself? Like for me, this whole reason I'm doing this podcast is I'm really exploring games beyond just video games, and I'm curious to see everybody's perspective on gaming. And I know like the last episode I got a real blowout, and I'm gonna still take that firm stance that girls don't play games. It's not that girls don't play games, it's just that girl gaming seems to be not a conversation, and I want to hear more about girl days. I want to hear more about all these kind of weird girl adventure stories experiencing, and I just want to hear more stories about games. Like, you seem like a playful person, and you know that you're a playful person. Well, I know that you are a playful person. It's just, I'm curious. Yeah, I put you on the spot. Yeah, don't worry about yourself. I know.
I don't know what to say now.
just top of your head. Relax yourself.
But what other games I used to play?
No, well, your
Like what?
opinion on games in
Oh,
general.
my opinion. I think it's a good thing. I mean, with playing and with games, aside from having fun, which is fun is good for you. You would learn a lot too. Just like depending on what game you're playing or how you're playing it, you'd always learn something about something random about yourself or about somebody else or whatever. It's a good way to learn, and like I say, fun is always good.
I feel like you're hiding something from me.
I'm not hiding anything. I just trying to answer the question.
Yeah, don't worry about answering the question. Just talk.
But no, I'm not hiding anything.
Alright, well, let me take this conversation a little bit more. What's the best way to speak about it? In your teenager years, like when you're growing up, and I know from childhood you talk about dollies and those kind of games, and then you have your little boy days and you have your girl days at the same time that you both have experience. But like in secondary school, that shift to growing up to adulthood where games kind of shift dialogues. Like, what games you used to play when you was in secondary school? Like, for example, I know I used to play catch and beat up. I know we had real tribal situations in school, and it was always like wartime seriousness and stuff like that. No.
Well, in school, some now and again, we would. Yeah, some of us. I mean, I went to an all-girls school. Some of
really?
us, Holy Name.
I mean, you don't have to call names, you know.
Okay, yeah.
If
Anyway,
you was gonna make out Holy Name and there's lameness about playing and all stuff.
No, sometimes just like with, everybody else in secondary school, if you have a chance to play, but, we would play sometimes, we would actually be kind of wild with it too.
Well,
I remember one time, I don't know what this we was doing, I can't remember, but I ended up sliding across the floor because I was diving to do something I was trying to catch or hide from, and I just ended up on the floor sliding.
Oh, shit.
No, it was fun though.
Sliding. Well, I don't know.
I was laughing. I don't know what the hell we was doing.
I really want to know what the hell you was doing.
I can't remember.
Sliding on your floor,
I can't remember what wildness you was up to, but that's where I ended up.
So, okay, so you like wild play, basically.
Yeah, and sometimes I just like to be by myself. So I used to spend a lot of time in library reading a lot, actually.
Okay, what books you kind of read?
Everything. I used to love books on mythology, especially like ancient Greek and Roman and Egyptian mythology. I used to read books on philosophy a lot. Art books, science, nature, fiction. I remember, we had this Paul Keens Douglas book. So I used to sometimes just, Paul Keens Douglas, remember his
No.
Anyway, well,
I'll explain to my Paul Keens.
He's alright, well, he's a comedian. Well, more than that, but his shit was real funny. And I like to laugh, so I used to just sit in the library whenever I had time and just read his books and just sit down by myself, laughing with myself.
Sound like a mad child.
Yeah. But I was kind of just interested in everything, but a lot of, at the time I just kind of, focusing on philosophy and mythology and science and just stuff like that.
Okay.
And, laughing.
Sounds like you're a creative person.
Yeah.
What do you do for your creativity then? Like, what is dabbling and all that stuff?
Painting, drawing, making jewelry. Well, now music a little bit. Well, I'm now learning.
So I remember I saw a picture of you in martial arts the other day, and you had like the biggest, gayest smile I've seen. Like you were grinning from teeth to teeth, and I think it was like one of those memory pictures from Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, I didn't know that this girl, this fucker, this is a brown belt in what it was.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. So I still need to move from brown to black. I still have to get to that, but
Well,
but yeah, obviously I like that kind of thing. I like martial arts. Well interested in learning how to use weapons and all that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Scared a little
I have
bit.
that side to me too.
So all right, so you have so much that I want to unpack. Like you're giving me like you're giving me like samples and samples of stories and stories and stories about games that you play, but you're holding back. I wanna know.
I don't feel like I'm holding back. It's just like I generally can't remember like everything, but just the little pieces I remember. And like I say, is a lot because I'm interested in a lot of things.
Okay, so
But yeah.
all right, then that sounds like more like a journey of the play spirit, because what I'm gathering is that you had so much adventures, you can't remember just one, so you don't know which
Something
one.
like that, yeah.
So you don't really know which one to pick from to talk about your experiences with games, and the game and all the things that you go through. So my thing is that if that sounds like you use play as your strength growing up, would you consider that?
I never thought of it like that, no.
Alright, what do you think of
I
it?
just nothing. I would just it's something I enjoy, and I would enjoy it, I just enjoy it and be in it. If I used to like riding my bike a lot, like around Belmont, around the Savannah. I ain't do that in a while. I used to be fun with riding by myself or riding with my brother. Like one time, if you want the story.
Yes, that was stories.
We were still teenagers, and I remember we were living in Belmont, so we used to ride around Savannah a lot. That day was raining. It was like a lot of rain was falling, so it was kind of easing up. It was still drizzling a little bit, and of course the Savannah would be wet, and it would have all these pools, right? So me and my brother, we decided, well, alright, we're going and ride around Savannah. So he wild and I wild, and it's raining, and we ride on the bike, and we just like so some kind of vibes. So we just riding real fast, and riding through all the little puddles we could find. We just riding through all of them. So that was real fun. And at one point, we was riding through the grass, through all the puddles, right? And because I custom riding around there so much, I kind of knew by heart where all the little holes would be now. But everything full up with water now, so, and I'm riding fast, so it kind of hard to say, well, to dodge it now. Yeah, so so we reach a certain part now on a ride, and it's like, I ain't slowing down, I'm fucking going, right? But I know it have some big fucking hole somewhere coming up, and it's like, where the hole is, but I ain't slowing down. And then, well, I find it when the bike flip over, and I flip over with the bike.
So you become Superwoman in just that split second. Did everything like slow down, and did you like have like epiphanies about life during that
No,
process?
just 1 minute I was like, where this hole is again? And the next minute, on the other side of it, sprawl out with the bike.
What about your brother? What he do? Was he panicking or anything? Or did he just leave your ass there and continue?
No, he just laughed, naturally. I would have laughed at him if it was the other way around. He just laughed and kept on continue riding. Fuck up my knee, of course. But
sounds like you have more boy day. You have boy day stories.
Yeah.
Well,
Let me call it that.
Some more boy day stories now.
Well, that's the one I remember. It's when I come to me.
Okay. All right. Let's fast forward a little bit now. See, there's a next big thing that I want to kind of have a conversation on, but I don't know if it's ready for this particular podcast season. But it's really about like games and sex, like the way that we use games, and also the kind of way that we just play now, because there's something really interesting that's happening within video games that is about like the over-sexualizations of girl gamers. They're not, and it has been going on for some time now, but it's now becoming such a weird space where it's no longer about the games, but more like the prettiness of the player that plays the game, if you understand.
I understand what you mean.
So it's like I'm trying to find that dialogue as well too. What do you think? And I think for me, I really think it's like somewhere within the teenager space of like learning to find yourself sexually, both as a male and a female, but you're still like childish, so play and games. So it's like little strange little banters here or there, like. Yeah, nothing there. Quiet. Okay, so silence. Well, yeah, it's just some thoughts that I'm having and I'm exploring.
But I know what you're talking about.
Really? Yeah, I mean, for me, like growing up, and if I remember, it was real awkward for me to play with girls, and I don't mean it in the sexual way. I mean in the terms of like, I grew up. I was in a boys' school that had this big, huge gate that blocked off both male and female, so we never really had female interactions when I was younger. And then when I was in secondary school with the whole co-ed school, I was the weird boy. Let's be real. I'm just the one that's hiding in the art room, always building art, or on my lunchtime going straight to playing video games and all that stuff, because that was like my childish obsession. I was real obsessed with play. And I found that it was interesting that the dialogue was shifting and I wasn't paying attention to those kind of dialogues. So I was like, what is this kind of language here within like these particular activities now? So it's like you clearly conquer it. I ain't gonna say why, but you being play. Like for me, how I see it is that you've used play to like navigate your space. You use play in all the way that you know how to interact with yourself and how to interact with others. You trust your vibe, you trust your experiences, and that is something very admirable and frankly very beautiful. So it's like I want to explore that. Like, what's your curiosity on that?
I don't even know what to how to answer that. I don't know. I mean, obviously, it's not something I really thought about. It's just, I just be in me, and just when I could enjoy myself, I just be in it and enjoy it,
Like you're staying in the exact moment, and you're like trusting your vibes.
Yeah.
So, well, then it comes down to experience. Do you have like any memories of like experience? All right, you know what's interesting, and I'm gonna just like drop it one time. First time I encountered you, we were in contact dance, and you squashed me.
I squash you?
Yeah, you literally drop all your weight on my back and I fall down and it's like boof.
Oh, sorry.
No, sorry, because we still have conversations. No, so that's a good conversation. But here you don't know how to move. This is the first time you're experiencing this dance form and this art form, and not many people have this kind of art form or understand this art form in any way. And you just trusted your whole self, boof. and I know I can't call names, but the instructor at the point of time stopped and was like explaining that, okay, you have to trust the floor, don't trust your partner because you don't know if your partner could take your weight and all that craziness. But
I do remember that.
I know. I remember it because of the voodoo, because I felt the weight now. So, but in that openness and that willingness to experience something new and that to like observe yourself in those kind of spaces, that is like the essence of play in that scenario. Because if we really look at play or look at games and all that stuff, it teaches us that. It teaches us to kind of be open to those new experiences. Yeah,
because it's play, and when you think of play, you would think fun, and you can't have fun if you're constantly just holding back. You have to trust, at least, even if it's not 100%, at least a little bit to let go enough to have a little bit of fun,
kind of experience. So what do you consider fun? Because I feel like you have a lot of things that you're saying is fun, but I really kind of.
Well, it depends on the person.
No, I'm not the person asking you.
What's fun? Fun for me is, well, I like animals a lot, so if I get to spend some time just playing with animals, for me that is fun. If a dog, dogs will randomly be friendly and come and play with you, especially if it's a big dog and you can trim it down, that would be fun for me.
So fun for you is being knocked down by a big dog.
Oh yeah, or sometimes getting caught in the rain. Not all the time I'll be in the mood, but that's fun sometimes. I used to enjoy that.
So you enjoy bathing in the rain?
Yeah.
You have memories about bathing in the rain? That was like real fun. Or you just have memories being soaked and you'd be like, you know what? This is fun.
It had, no, many times I would get soaked walking home from wherever and it wouldn't bother me. It actually feel kind of good. Sometimes it was on purpose, like when I was more like primary school, I guess. You know, it's fun for a lot of children. I just bathing in the rain, especially if the rain heavy. What else? I just like, for me, fun is just going to the beach and just enjoying this. And I don't need company for that either. Just enjoying the water and the sand. I'd roll in the sand, roll in the water. Just get sand all in my hair. That's fun for me.
You getting sand in your hair?
Because if I enjoy rolling in the sand, obviously it'll get in my hair, and I don't really care. I could just washed out anyway.
I mean, so. I mean, your hair against my hair. I mean, I love rolling in the sand and playing in the sand, but see this? Well, you can't see it, people, but you see what I can't handle that. That's like 4 or 5 days of washing. And then sometimes 2 weeks pass and I still feeling grains of sand in my hair, and I'm like, I am not taking care of this head. But yeah, no, again, the vibes I saying. Fun for me would be trying a new game. Like, I've like exploring and playing new weird experiences. I've played some very interesting games, and I mean interesting games. I really mean interesting games.
Like what?
On the indie level, I played. There was this Donald Trump game in recent terms. Like, you played a Pokemon version of Donald Trump, and I was like,
Pokemon version.
Yeah, you just find some weird things on the internet. The internet is not a safe space, especially if you go in deep web. Let's not go anywhere below the internet. Let's take to Facebook, Instagram, and safe spaces, because the deeper you go,
a Pokemon version of Donald Trump.
Yeah.
No, I want to see.
Yeah, no, you don't want to see. Well, the kind of dances, I was in the circus at a point in time. Well, I won't even consider it a circus. It's just like circus training, and they play a lot of different games. I learned to play with fire in terms of like dancing with it. I learned to play.
That for me would be so fun. Any chance I get to do that, learn how to fire dance and play with fire, and I like fire. Yeah,
fire.
That's fun for me too.
Like playing with fire. So you like playing in the elements then?
I love the water, I like the fire, like, yeah.
You ever jump from like high places? Like going to the river and you're just jumping off from the rock and all that stuff?
Yeah.
Alright, vibes. Because I remember that's one of these.
Yeah, that's real fun.
Yeah, so for me, like, I have issues with swimming. It's not that I can't swim, I just don't like to swim, but I know I could swim and I have to swim to save my life. One of those kind of vibes.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But the thing is, if I get a chance to jump off like a big jetty or some higher area to jump into water, I jump in, which is real weird because my swimming skills are very minimum, but I still want to jump off. Like
that exact thing happened to me. I mean, I could swim to save my life because it happened already. I really needed to, but yeah, that happened to me. That was the first time I went to Bigo. Okay. And we was in Charlottesville. I was still a teenager. I went with a group of other teenagers or whatever. So we there by the beach, and I was on the jetty with another girl and I guess everybody was around. It was me and another girl, and we stand up on the jetty talking, and then the little children from the village come, Jesso, and one of them, one of the little boys was like, is either all you jump off or we pushing all you off. So we fucking jump off. You know, I catch my ass to swim, but I swim.
No choice. You just, in the water there.
But it was fun.
Yeah. That song, when you look at it from an outside perspective, it's song violent, but it's song fun at the same time, like, as you know the experience.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm questioning the guy now. It's like, yeah, you gotta jump off this boat because there's nothing. We're gonna push you. It's like, wow. Say that now, no? I bet you're just like...
There was a little boy shorter than me and thing, but like, he meant it.
No, that's... Oh, wow. That hit me for sex, I don't know why, but I hit my for 6 just now, like that. I don't know if it's because of like memories of me getting pushed, Because there were times when I would be by a jetty and I would have that same dilemma. But I won't get to jump now. I was like, wait, give me 5 minutes. But yeah, I know why now. It is a traumatic memory, but it's funny because it was when I was now learning to swim. I was in YMCA. And this time I was like 5 or 6 now, and it's the lifeguard that pushed me in. I was
my God, the life.
yeah, I'm like the lifeguard teaching you, so I was like, no, I don't want to go in the deep water. It's like, okay, it's okay, you don't have to go. Shove. and here I watching me. I'm panicking, like, and I mean I know it's safe. He's the lifeguard for the fact of the matter, but is that like he pushed me into the water, and it's like why? And those things is like really interesting because now for me is reflecting now the way how I use games to protect myself from traumatic experiences, because ever since after that, I never wanted to get pushed again in that kind of situation. I always like, calm yourself. I'm jumping. I can't swim, but I'm jumping. So
yeah, at least you're in control.
I'm in control of that jump.
You can prepare yourself, okay, I'll go in and out.
Yeah, and if I had to kick up in the water and struggle myself through, I'm going to kick up in the water and struggle myself through because it's my choice, not you lifeguard.
I understand that.
So yeah, that's like an interesting thought process in my head that I just had to like share with you, because that's like a beautiful experience, and I think games just create those kind of experiences to kind of share with too now. So there's a lot here that we learn to unpack and all that stuff, and I really want to keep unpacking these things, but I think this is where a nice sweet spot to end for now, because I think there's so much you have given to like unpack, and I'm just like, I'd rather more like sit down and process and think.
All right.
So closing points, what do you think about games?
Games are awesome.
That is everybody's understanding that games are awesome. Any child spirit would be like, yes, games are awesome.
Games are necessary. We need to have fun. You can't just be all serious all the time. That's not good.
And
you need a balance of everything. So games, yeah.
For me, I think life is a game. Simple as that. Play it at your best.
Yeah.
Sounds like a